Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Grumpy Old Gamers podcast. You can't teach an old gamer new tricks. I'm Ryan, and my dancing partner is Rob. Well,
hello, sir.
Not my dancing part. We don't go to dances together, but he's dancing and I'm...
Or maybe
we do.
What if we did?
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
How you doing, fella?
I like the polka. Rob likes the polka.
We just have to stay 6 feet apart at all times.
Yeah. So we just face each other poking.
That's also going in the B-roll there.
Yeah. There you go.
So video games, huh?
First.
Oh.
This is episode 55 of our podcast.
About video games.
About video games. Now continue. Continue with your tomfoolery.
Who likes the video games, huh? This guy right here.
Yeah? From your what we've been playing list this week, I'm going to have to beg to differ.
I didn't play any video games, but man, did I think about them.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's my first week on the job, so I had to think about work and get work stuff done. And then I came home and I thought about work and the life choices I've made to get there.
Fair enough.
Some bad life choices.
Well, I only got one thing of housekeeping here. And that's to remind everyone that we have a Patreon page.
Sure do.
Patreon, spelled patreon.com. Go there, search out the Grumpy Old Gamers. Shoot us $1 a month to keep us on the air. Or to just help us out. We're gonna keep doing this regardless. I'm really bad at selling.
You're a horrible salesperson right there. Whether you support us or not, we'll still be doing it. So don't feel you have to.
Yeah.
Unless you like seeing puppies die, because that'll happen if you don't support us. So many puppies.
Yeah. Every time you don't support us, a puppy dies.
No, we like puppies. We like puppies. But there's all sorts of good stuff you can get for supporting us, even at $1 a month. It's $1 a month.
Yeah. And you know what? We've got a couple things already lined up that we're going to give away, to just giveaways for our patrons. But we have 3 right now, and one of them is part of the show. So... we kind of want to get a couple more people in before we start giving stuff away.
Because if we get to 5, you get to see me wet myself on stream.
Yeah. Yep.
So
that's really what we're trying for here. 2 more people is all we need.
Yep.
To see Rob cry like a little girl.
It's true, or a little child. We're not being sexist. We're not being. Not even that you have to be a child to cry, No. Sometimes we all cry, big boy tears, big girl tears. Usually when things in video games don't happen that we expect to happen.
Yeah.
Like successful console launches, or NVIDIA releasing more than 7 video cards into the stores before they decide to sell them. Things like that.
They're like, we had the factory pushing out 100 of them. Oh, good. Good thing you launched a whole line of new video card.
It's what we used to call a paper launch, where you tell everyone you've launched something, but you didn't really launch something.
Yeah. Okay, I've gone to buy it. Where can I buy it?
Oh, sorry. While you were thinking about it.
Well, we're in the middle of a pandemic. They're in the actual stores. You got to go to the stores to get them.
Yeah. By that we mean we never had them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Exactly.
But some Russian bots, they've got them. Not that they're necessarily Russian. Could be Swedish bots.
Duh.
North American bots. Bro.
All right. Anyways, so we got on one of our usual segues.
Yep.
Stuff that if you support us, we'll continue with. $1 a month.
That's right.
$2 a month or $5 a month if you really like us.
And then you get to tell us a little bit how to run the show, like
Yeah.
you'll find out later with our first Patreon question.
Yeah,
Where you,
it's a
well, you'll
gooder,
just find
actually.
out. You're going to have to listen to the end of the show to find out.
Again, that was patreon.com. Search a Grumpy Old Gamers.
That's right.
Oh boy,
Yeah,
it's a quiet news week, Rob.
it sure was. Yeah, we missed all
I
the
think
good stuff last week. So
I think last week was just, with Microsoft buying Bethesda. I think that was the icing on the cake. People were
Yep.
just like, okay, we can't announce any other stuff.
although,
So, in this quiet week, Amazon's like, hey, look at all this non-news happening.
yeah,
Let's officially launch our cloud gaming service.
that most people had forgotten they were selling.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's talk about
Amazon
Luna.
Amazon Luna.
Yes. Oh, don't you start in the background video. Okay. What about Amazon Luna, Ryan? Go.
It's just something else that they can bundle in with their Prime, is
Yep.
really what it's boiling down to. Though it did seem like they lined up Ubisoft to
Yep.
kind of do the Microsoft thing where their games will launch day and date on the service. That's kind of cool.
That is
Right?
cool. They have channels, so instead of buying the games individually as well, you subscribe to channels. So the Luna Plus channel will feature a mix of games, including, I'm quoting from PC Gamer here in case it sounds like I'm ripping them off, I totally am.
Mm-hmm.
Feature a mix of games including Resident Evil 7, Control, Panzer Dragoon, A Plague Tale: Innocence, Grid, and Yooka-Laylee in the Possible Lair. So there's other channels, including Ubisoft and other channels, whatever those are. But along with support for mouse and keyboard and conventional controllers, Luna can also be accessed via a proprietary Alexa-enabled controller that connects directly to the cloud to effortlessly control your game. Not like me trying to say that word. Featuring a multi-antenna design that prioritizes uninterrupted Wi-Fi for lower latency gaming. Does that ever sound like a huge pile of bullcrap?
Does it not? Looking at the picture of the Luna controller here, I actually, when I skimmed by it first, I thought this was a Switch controller.
Right?
Because that is exactly what it looks like. Except for the
Yep.
big purple button in the middle.
So at the outset, 1080 60 frames per second with 4K support for select titles.
Mm-hmm.
It'll feature Twitch
Oh.
integration.
I thought it was being bundled in with Prime, but it's not. So
It is its own thing.
Yeah.
$6 a month during the early access phase.
Hmm.
But that'll be for the Luna Plus channel.
Right.
The Ubisoft channel would be more. So they've gone the cable.
Yeah, they've gone the cable route on that one.
And I mean, if that's proven anything, how much people love paying for packages of cable TV channels.
Boy, do they ever.
Man, oh man.
And it's not like, they ever plan out that one thing in that one channel group that
No.
Isn't it like, oh, is my video frozen on your side too?
It's not frozen, but you got all pixely.
Oh, weird. I don't know what happened. I'm still all messed up on my side.
Okay, you're looking okay on this side, and you sound all right.
There we go.
You look fantastic.
Wow. So, anyways, I was Googling to see if I could find the Luna page, but apparently Amazon doesn't want me to find it. So we'll just leave that.
It's also only available for early access in the States so far.
Oh, okay.
So Amazons.ca will not have it.
Gotcha. Okay.
So now Amazon and Google can compete for the much coveted 7th most popular video game system. 7th or 8th, somewhere in
So
there.
do you think the this whole streaming thing is just coming a touch too early, or do you think it's the next?
I think Google launching was possibly the worst way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think GeForce Now has been better.
Yeah.
And I think xCloud is going to be like the way they're bundling it with the traditional video game service is probably going to be like the way to do it. One thing with Amazon is that Amazon hasn't screwed this up before. They don't have a lot of product launches to look back at that didn't work, whereas Google has a history of making bad choices on a lot of their technology.
Yep.
And I mean, Amazon also has, same as Google, but Amazon has the whole Amazon Web Services
Yeah.
data infrastructure all around the world that they can support this very easily.
Yeah. That was gonna be one of my points is that they do. They have their AES, ACS,
AWS, Amazon Web
AWS.
Services, yeah.
Yeah.
And they got the infrastructure to support it, and hopefully they've been taking notes from what Google did wrong, and it continues to do wrong. So, and also setting it to $6 a month for the early access, much more reasonable price, because if you screw up but you're only paying $6 a month and occasionally it goes off and it doesn't work, you're much more willing to forgive it $6 a month than $13.
And they are also what am I trying to say here? You're subscribing to channels of games, right?
Yes.
Getting them for that $6 a month. You're not paying that subscription fee and then having to buy a game.
And then having to buy the games. You bet. You bet.
Yeah. Yeah. So suck at Google.
Suck at Google. That's an old person thing to say. When you look up on the Googles, on the internets.
How do you tell Google to suck it?
You have to Bing how to tell Google how to sell it, yeah. I know we're segueing all over the place here, but I saw someone on a YouTube channel, someone had sent him, he found a boxed version of Netscape Navigator 1.0.
Oh.
It made me smile. It's like, yeah, I remember. Yeah. So did we tie up enough time on that? Because we've only got like 4 news stories here.
Yeah, I know. I think as the kids say, we're all over the ice with that one.
We're all over the ice, eh?
All over the ice, eh?
Take off.
Like I had a couple of brewskis in me, huh?
Ah, a couple of brewskis, eh? So I'm going to let you talk about this next one while I watch the trailer quick so I can catch up with you.
So Nintendo, I was trying to find the event that this happened at, but everyone's just saying Nintendo launched it. So Nintendo is launching the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, which is a new Hyrule Warriors game done in the Breath of the Wild engine. And this new trailer, wowza.
Did you look up any gameplay? I've got some gameplay up here right now. It looks amazing.
It does, right? Yeah. I watched that gameplay stuff too. I'm actually pretty excited for this.
Sure, absolutely.
So, on top of the trailer, they announced that there's going to be a young Impa. I'm really not that good on my whole timelines and history of Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I know Impa is one of the main people in the other Hyrule Warriors, like one of the mains that you play a lot of.
Okay.
So it's a big deal. But so they do something that I wish more game developers, or they're going to do something that I wish more game developers did.
Bug check their games?
There's that.
Zing!
Zing! But there's also, when you install this game, if they see a saved game in your save games, they're going to give you an item.
And you're
And
talking the save game of the original Breath
uh,
of the Wild, right?
no, of Hyrule Warriors.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And either one. Sorry. If you have Hyrule Warriors or Breath of the Wild, you will get. And it's kind of a novelty item. It's a wooden sword.
Sure, sure.
But the first time I ever really saw this happen was on the Wii U with Captain Toad.
Right, right, yeah.
And if you had played Mario 3D World and had save game of that, when you installed Toad, it unlocked additional levels that were all 3D World themed. Like, that's great stuff. Like, now that everything's so digital, you're gonna have these save games for a long time if you want or can. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like, you should be rewarded for having their previous games.
Absolutely. That's great.
It's something I wish more developers would take advantage of. But anyways, super hyped for this, but I'm probably not going to play it for a while because it comes out the day after or before Cyberpunk. So,
Right.
and I can only choose one.
That's right. Do you have Cyberpunk pre-ordered?
No. But it's definitely the game I want to play more.
Sure, sure.
I've been waiting way longer. I mean, I just heard about Age of Calamity in the last couple of weeks, right?
So, which platform are you going to get
For
Cyberpunk?
for Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
I've decided to go PC.
PC Master Race?
PC Master Race.
Race what? My 3080?
Not me.
Nope. Well, that's very cool.
Yeah. So Naughty Dog teased earlier in the week that there's going to be some big news about Last of Us this weekend. And I didn't realize this was a yearly thing, but September 26th is the day that the poop hits the fan in the original Last of Us. That's Outbreak Day.
Gotcha.
But they've decided that in the spirit of COVID, and instead of celebrating an Outbreak Day, they've decided to change the name of the day to just The Last of Us Day. So, yeah.
This is the third most exciting news article we could find, folks.
Well, they announced the Last of Us board game.
Yeah.
By the company that created a Bloodborne board game and the God of War card game.
Oh, okay.
And they also announced that there's going to be some more Last of Us 2 news coming this week.
Oh.
Yeah. You know what I love, Rob? I love trailers. I love a trailer for a trailer. That's
right, to get you hyped for that trailer that's going to come out. Just a little teaser.
They also announced a new theme in the store.
Oh, okay.
A new free theme for Last of Us Day, based on the end of the game.
Right.
Which isn't a huge spoiler, but
no.
A little bit of one. Anyways, yeah, that's the third best news that we have this week.
That's right. It's a slow week. And I mean, I could appreciate them changing Outbreak Day, but was anyone getting zombie outbreaks confused with COVID? It hasn't turned anyone into a zombie.
Yeah, I think it was just word association. I don't think they were thinking people were associating the two.
You know what it is, Ryan? Too many damn snowflakes.
I am not disagreeing.
Ryan's like, Rob's opinions are not representative of the Grumpy Old Gamers brand.
If you'd like to talk with Rob, email us at makeusgrumpy@gmail.com.
Yeah.
That was always my favorite bit in What was the show with Tim the Toolman Taylor?
Home Improvement.
Home Improvement.
Yes.
Whenever he'd say something stupid on his show, Al there would be like, if you, and then he'd list off the address for the show.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
All right.
That's right. Come at me.
Last bit of news is Konami surprise dropped a bunch of their games on goodoldgames.com.
That's right.
And it's the first PC ports of Metal Gear Solid, and Metal Gear Solid 2. So, wow.
It's pretty cool.
It is.
Now, someone out there is saying, "Oh no, Metal Gear originally came out in the Spectrum." Shut up. We didn't have the Spectrum here in North America. We don't want to hear how smart you are. We're talking Windows computer. And if someone else had some fan-made version of it, we don't want to hear about it as well, because Ryan and I are never wrong, and we're not willing to hear that we are. So in our minds, this is the first one.
Again, if you want to talk to us about
on.
this, you can email us at makeusgrumpy@gmail.com.
Yeah.
So they also released the Konami Collector's Series, which has the Castlevania and Contra games. It came out on Switch and PS4 and Xbox. I think it was in the summer, early summer, somewhere there. But you know what, man? I was just looking at it. So both of them, both collections, the Castlevania and Contra, $6.69 for both of them on PC, Canadian.
Okay, yeah.
I've been waiting for that crap to go on sale on the Switch because I'm like, oh, this is a great platform to play it on. And the cheapest they've ever been is like $16, $17 for each one because they're $30 regular.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not going to pick it up here.
There you go. Support good old games, too, that make DRM-free video games.
So
they don't make them, I guess. Their versions are DRM-free.
Yeah. Is Good Old Games part of Epic Games?
No. They're their own thing.
Okay. I don't know why I thought they were associated somehow.
Not at all.
Okay, good.
Not at all. Epic Games all have the DRM from their store.
Mm-hmm.
Same as Steam has DRM on theirs. But Good Old Games, you can move them wherever you like.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay.
Unlike Tim Sweeney.
Oh, no.
The Epic guy.
They're part of CD Projekt Red.
GOG is?
Yeah.
You shut your trap.
Scroll right to the bottom of the
Part of the CD Projekt Red group. Look at that.
Yeah. I knew they were part of some publisher. I just couldn't remember who it was.
Well, look at that. So not only are we bringing video game news to the people, we're also bringing some knowledge. Some trivia knowledge that they can use someday.
I taught you something today.
That's right. You're not wrong. Now I forgot one of my kids' birthdays. I appreciate that. Ooh, they got career opportunities. Those happy young people.
I'm a good old gamer.
Right. Oh, we should do like copyright stuff. We got GOG, son. Actually, they got it like 10 years before we did.
Oh, just on the front page here, they have the Blade Runner game, which was, I think, out on PS2? Maybe 3?
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
97. What was it? That be PS2 or PS1? 97.
That'd be PS1.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, it's supposed to be a really good game, though. So, there's a remaster of it. Huh.
Are you saying it's supposed to be a really good old game?
A really good old game.
Yeah.
It's like they take good old games.
It's like they
and
do
then sell them.
It's yeah. This is the content we have for you this week, folks. What else?
Okay, wait, Rob. They take good old games.
Right.
All right.
And then
enough tomfoolery.
Nonsense.
Wing Commander 3, $1.99. Heart of the Tiger.
Oh, I know. The 3DO version is the best version of that. Any other version is subpar.
Right. Well, that's all the news we had. Good night, folks.
Good night, folks. No, we're going to stretch this out. We got other stuff to talk about.
Yeah. So you did not get a chance to play any games this week.
I have played Mario Party for about 20 minutes with my kids.
Which one?
There you go. Mario Party for the Wii U. The one you let me there.
Right, right.
You know, not even the most modern one.
No.
Or the one that most people like.
Are you? So do you play Bowser?
We had been doing Bowser there when we're doing the regular Mario Party version.
Oh,
now,
okay.
Yeah. Bowser can be a little bit scary for the younger ones, so
right.
Yeah.
When I played that with Julie and the kid here, I'd always play Bowser. And
oh yeah.
they're just swearing at me by the time it's done because he's so overpowered and just made to like you really got to beat him.
Yep. So here's a question for you.
Uh-huh.
Do you play with re-rolls or no?
Re-rolls.
If you don't catch up with him and you're Bowser, because you roll the amount of dice, Bowser Jr. occasionally comes up and says, "Oh, that wasn't very good. Do you want to re-roll, Dad?"
Oh, I must have because...
Yeah, re-rolls were outlawed very quickly in the household.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, they're like, no.
So just speaking of Mario Party, we're all over the place.
Oh yeah.
My brother-in-law, I woke up to a text Friday morning from my brother-in-law saying that he'd played Mario Party Switch on the Switch.
Oh yeah.
With my sister for the first time.
Nice.
And she had all but won until the end when you get all the coins for your achievements.
The bonus coins, yeah.
He said she was so flippin' mad because technically she had won.
Yep. Bonus stars have been breaking up friendships since Mario Party 1.
So I immediately texted my sister. I'm like, "Hey, when can we come over and play?" Just angry faces. Great stuff.
Yeah. So
right.
what you been playing, Guy?
Well, so I've been holding off on getting Xbox Game Pass. Not because it costs too much or anything, just because
you hate fun.
I hate fun. I really hate fun. No, just because I know there's a plethora of games on there that I want to play, and I have other stuff that I want to finish. And I do not have the willpower, Rob, or the focus to just have all these games at my fingertips and not play them. So, I installed Frostpunk after hearing so many raving reviews about it.
Yes.
And I played it here and there a little bit during the week, and the game is right up my alley. It is one of the harder simulator type games, like it's like a Sim City or whatever, but you learn every round. It's kind of roguelike, except you don't get anything more. You just get more chances and knowledge. So anyways, I made a coffee yesterday, and I'm like, I'm just gonna play for an hour, and that was at like 9:30. But 1:30 in the afternoon, I'm like, oh God, I've got things to do today. Just sucked me right in. So yeah, it's a good game, and I can't wait to play it more. I actually debated having it up on my side screen here to play while we were, doing the show, but I didn't want to be like.
Yeah, that would be weird if you were staring at that side monitor while the show was going on. That never happens.
That never ever happens.
You're doing it right now.
Okay. Shh, it's a video on. Shh. So also, I'm getting so hyped about the new Hyrule Warriors coming out. I decided to jump back into Hyrule Warriors on the Switch, the current one. And that's a funny one between us because that was like my white whale for a long time on the Wii U. I was after a copy, but I didn't want to pay too much for it, and I was just searching for it everywhere, and finally caught a guy on Kijiji there that was just willing to let it go for $25, and
Yep.
it just felt like victory. Like,
yeah. And now you don't even play that version.
Nope. I've got the Ultimate Edition on the Switch. Why?
That's right.
So when I got it, I played it for a bit, but I found that there was too much stuff going on.
Sure.
And I was losing track and failing levels, but I'm finding playing it in handheld mode, I'm able to keep track a lot better. So I'm working my way through that, and yeah, it's a fun game. I mean, it's enough mindless, just button mashing with just a little bit to do that keeps it interesting. So, I like it. I like it a lot. Played 2 really good games this week.
Right.
And, my other love, No Man's Sky. I've got to played that last night for a bit.
There was some new update, right?
Yes. The No Man's Sky Origins. And yeah, huge update. Holy crap. Like, there's so much. The lighting effects on the PS4 are like, I'm pretty sure this is like a patch for next gen kind of play, because
okay,
it does some stuff and it looks amazing. I set up a TV on the dining room table in the living room, and I was playing that, and I set my wife up to play Mario Odyssey, and just the pure joy I'm getting of just like hearing her amazement at all the cool stuff in that game. Yep. She's loving it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I've been playing this week. So do you want to get to Steve's question from the Patreon there?
You bet. Well, as part of a $5 tier, you get to submit questions for us to cover on the show here. So thank you to Steve Hujuning, and it's probably better that I said that than you did.
Yeah, I just put Steve there because I wasn't going to try that. I wasn't going to try that.
It's a Dutch name. I've known Steve forever. And Steve writes, "Hey, you guys are enjoyable to listen to. I'm a bit behind on your shows." Thank you, Steve, by the way. "I'm a bit behind on your shows, but have you done any best and worst games turn into movies? It's interesting for me to see how video games have become such a mainstream presence after being marginalized for so long. Part of that acceptance into the mainstream was turning games into movies. With some more successful than others, I'm looking at you, Mario Brothers. You're not wrong. We now see games with fully realized worlds with political intrigue and arching themes." And then there's a second part that we'll get to after the... because he goes on to ask kind of a second question. So let's tackle that first one first here.
So yeah, you know what? There's been some video game movies.
There has been.
I found
pull up a list right now.
I found a poll here on RottenTomatoes.com, which the highest rated video game movie is the Angry Birds movie 2. Which I was a little surprised by. I mean, I enjoyed those movies, but apparently, I missed out on something because I didn't think it was because it's also certified fresh at 73%, which you got to be above 65 to be certified fresh. So
let's skip the actual. We'll get to the official ranking lists, but just off the cuff here, and we didn't rehearse this. Pick your favorite video game movie and your least favorite, right off the top of your head. I can go first if you want here, because I just hit you with that. If you need a second.
No, I know what my favorite video game movie is. Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, me too.
Mortal Kombat!
Oh boy, that's clipping real good. I think it actually cut out. You clipped so bad on that. Yeah, Mortal Kombat. It's a no-brainer for me. It was a perfect blend of like electronic music and
Oh yeah,
I mean, was it a perfectly acted movie? No, not even close. But I think out of all the video game movies, it was done the best.
yeah.
Okay, so we're in agreement on that. What's the worst?
The worst one, and it actually shows up here on the Rotten Tomatoes as the worst one. It has 1% on
Yep.
Rotten Tomatoes, and it's Alone in the Dark, and it is bad. It is so bad. It is
Yep.
like um, it's like a student film where they decided that it was a good idea to cut in pieces of the game into the actual movie. There are scenes from the game cut into the movie,
Yep. Yep.
and yeah, it wasn't even one of those. It's so bad, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so bad. Which which brings us to the director of that movie, Uwe Boll,
Legendary
legendary.
idiot. Yeah.
Um,
You know, I
yeah,
probably should have gone with that one. I think you're right. I almost want to change my answer to that just because you're right. It's absolutely atrocious.
do you have what's your least favorite one?
I was going to pick, I don't remember, Wing Commander from like
Oh,
1998, 99. Because you were just talking about it earlier about Wing
yeah.
Commander 3. Yeah, that movie was, who was
Oh,
that 90s action, or no, the 90s TV guy? Freddie, Freddie Prinze Jr.?
oh man, I don't even remember. It doesn't even show up on this list.
I think it's on the other list,
Is it?
the Vulture one, yeah. But that was Freddie Prinze Jr. It was real bad. It was real bad. Not as bad as Alone in the Dark, though, or House of the Dead, or Postal, or any other piece of garbage Uwe Boll has made.
Blood Rain.
Blood Rain.
Oh yeah, Freddie Prinze Jr., Matthew Lilliard,
Yep.
and Chris Roberts directed it.
Yeah.
Like the maker of
The Wing Commander guy, yeah. But there were points, if I remember right, there were points where they were doing the Matrix thing that all the other movie games were, where it'd like stop and then rotate around as they're doing action scenes, and it was real bad.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
Yeah, we're just looking at that Rotten Tomatoes list now, and like 5 of the top 7 worst rated video game movies are directed by Uwe Boll
Yeah.
until you get to Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Street Fighter, the 1994 movie.
Oh
That was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. But you know what? That one was bad in a fun way.
yeah, Wing Commander 3 below it here.
There you go.
Yeah.
But Street Fighter, while it was a horrible movie, was entertaining to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas nothing Uwe Boll has made has ever been entertaining. He always makes you feel sick.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, the Hitman movie. That one. Oh, Max Payne with Mark Wahlberg.
yeah. Marky Mark. Marky Mark.
Oh man.
Holy mackerel.
Oh, the Assassin's Creed movie. Man, they got a stellar cast and then did nothing with it.
Yep. Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within was another one that.
How about the Doom movie with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson?
I heard that was okay. Like, it was goofy and stupid, but they had a scene where he's like walking along and it looked like the game.
Yeah, there was a part of the movie where it went into first person.
Yeah.
When he found the BFGA, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. But I mean, if most of these bad movies are a few years old, like a lot of the newer ones, like the new Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie, or the Detective Pikachu, they're getting better.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's kind of where Steve might have been alluding to, is that movies as based on video games are being taken a little more seriously, right? Like,
I mean, so many of the video games are I mean, video game producers are saying they're trying to make their games more cinematic.
yep.
Like they're taking their cues from movies, right?
So it does tie. It's getting easier, and they're getting better at it. It's being taken more seriously, although they don't make movies anymore anyway. So maybe that's all moot. But
So you know what video game movie broke my heart? Warcraft.
oh yes,
Yeah.
yes,
I
yeah, yeah,
really had hoped a lot for that. I mean, there's a lot of cool moments in it, but yeah.
yeah. That's like that Warcraft 3 Reforged or whatever it was called broke a lot of people's hearts too.
Yeah.
Not movie, but yeah.
Um
So there it
Ra-
goes.
yeah,
Oh,
like Pokemon Detective Pikachu uh and Sonic the Hedgehog, like in the last 2 years, have been like
yep,
high rated, high grossing movies.
yep. Both very well done. One brought Jim Carrey out of retirement, which was crazy.
The Detective Pikachu movie was excellent. I have not seen Sonic yet.
Yeah, I need to see it. I'm
Yeah.
just bad at watching movies. That's
Um,
so yeah.
so
That
also, sorry, we we can kind of segue into television because
yes, okay.
I mean, The Witcher has been a phenomenon. Um,
Something like a phenomenon.
Something like a phenomenon.
Something like
Um,
phenomenon. Sorry.
and I think um, Ubisoft is taking a few chances because they're doing a live action Watch Dogs, and they're doing a cartoon versions of some of their other. Oh, there's a cartoon version of Beyond Good and Evil that's being worked on.
Okay, okay, gotcha.
Um, so, but yeah, I mean, The Witcher was definitely proof that they could take, a good video game character and uh, make it into a great TV show.
Sure.
Um, oh yeah, Sony licensed Twisted Metal.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
as a TV show. There's a Last of Us TV show coming out
Right. I
from
did
the
hear
make
about that.
from the
Yeah.
makers of Chernobyl, the Chernobyl miniseries. Not the people who created the disaster Chernobyl, but the TV
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
TV series.
Oh boy.
There's
Yeah, so
a Fallout TV series coming. Uh,
okay.
Halo. There's a Halo TV series too
It's a
coming.
lot of dark, sad movies or
Yeah,
TVs. How about like RC Pro Am, the TV series, or
yeah. Um, did you ever watch the Super Mario Brothers Super Show?
I did
Yeah,
back in the
Captain
yeah.
Lou Albano as Mario.
Yep. Yep. Excuse me, princess.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
love that.
Bet, you bet.
It was the interstitial stuff between, like, they would show the Nintendo cartoons. They have the Mario cartoon and the
Yeah.
Link Adventures or Legend of Zelda cartoon and Mega Man, I believe, too.
Yeah, you bet. You bet. Good times.
So there's been ups and downs, but I think right now we're kind of in a renaissance, and it's just going to get better. I mean, their Witcher 2 is already coming out, or they're working on.
So if you want to see Henry Cavill's schlong again, did they have the bathtub scene from like the game or?
Actually, I only watched like 3 or 4 episodes of it, so
Okay, okay. You want to see some Witcher peen? There you go.
there you go.
I guess. Find out if he really is a Superman. Anyway, sorry. That's yeah.
Right, yeah.
So there you go, Steve. Hopefully that answered your question somehow in a roundabout way, or your. But he also went on to say for the
Yeah.
second part. I also wonder if the integration of VR and other tech will make games more of an interactive movie experience. Anyways, it's a subject that interests me, may or may not be to your listeners. Keep up the good work. And yeah, thank you very much, Steve.
Yeah. Thank you for your support, Steve.
Yes, you bet. So, as you guys may know, if you followed the show, Ryan and I are big fans of VR.
Yeah.
Um, it definitely has. There have been some games that are starting to make really good use of it. Iron Man was not one of those, but
No.
they do have ones like what was that one? A Blood and Iron or whatever, Blood and
um,
Steel.
yeah. Blood and Wine?
While he's googling that, there have been games like and Half-Life Alyx is another one that really pushed what VR games could do, and I think another one that's going to do that, if the hype about it turns out to be real, would be the new Star Wars game with the Star Wars Squadrons. There,
Yes. Yeah.
if they have good VR integration in that, it's going to be very genre changing.
Blood and Truth.
Blood and Truth. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff called Blood and on the Google.
Yes. I bet you've now been flagged.
Yeah.
And a lot of games that it's no longer just that VR games are. If you have a game, a good one, it's a good VR game. That Astrobot's PSVR game was on some people's titles for best of the year for games. Never mind just VR. So getting a lot of love. Facebook now supporting the Oculus line, right? That's the Oculus.
Yeah.
You're going to see more support for it. So
I don't know, like there's got to be something that makes people take the leap, you know?
sure.
And I think Half-Life Alyx is doing a good job.
Yes, absolutely. They sold out of all the VR headsets when that game was announced.
Yeah, terrible year for it to happen. But I mean, for this to really move on, though, there needs to be more games like Blood and Truth, which are cinematic style stories, and less jump scare horror. Like seriously, over half the games, if not more,
Yeah.
If you look in the PlayStation Store, are all horror based because you can get jump scares, right?
Yep.
And I mean, Iron Man VR was not a great game. But
and stop sentence.
but the experience I had with it,
Sure.
I loved every minute. I was freaking Iron Man, and
it showed some real promise. Absolutely.
It did. Yeah. And but that is one thing. There's not a lot of cutscenes in VR games, because right now most VR games, like, they're not making like a Last of Us 2 in VR, right? Like it's a weird experience because you're fully immersed in you're really first person in a VR game, and it's weird to have a cutscene happen, because what's going to happen? Is the world going to freeze around you? Is that person going to just talk at you while you walk by them? Like there's no, and it'd be weird to have a pullback.
Yeah.
Unless, you kind of pull back and you saw your character that you're playing and another character there, right? But VR games tend to be on the shorter side. They're not these long epic games that require. But like I haven't tried Half-Life Alyx, but I've heard it's like a 15-hour game in itself. So,
I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
They do. I know they do tackle the. Just a sec here as we type up.
Yeah, 12 to 15 hours to complete Half-Life
Yeah,
Alex.
sure.
Which, like, also again, um, there's these barriers that need to be broken. Like, uh, I don't know about you, but I can't wear like
No,
my VR headset for more than an hour. Like
yeah.
that's a long gaming session in a in a VR
Hmm.
headset. No matter what you're doing, a lot of the PlayStation games are actually designed to be have you just sitting on the couch, like
Right.
playing it and looking at, and mainly using it to look around or
Hmm.
whatever, right? But um, like the experiences are there,
Hmm.
you know. Like they're starting to tape some concerts in 360 degree, like, they have a camera usually by the soundboard now,
Hmm.
taping a concert.
Sure.
Like, how awesome would that be? Like, it
Yeah.
it would almost be as good as being there, almost, right?
Which nowadays is better than not
Well,
being
nowadays,
there.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
it's I think a big thing too is that a game like Half-Life Alex, I heard people it was easier on people with weak stomachs, but it was also not available on PSVR. And a kind of a limiting thing about the PlayStation VR is that the processor, like to play it, if you're playing it on a really good PC rig with a Oculus or something like that, it's got the horsepower to render more frames per second, which is
mm,
really a huge thing to keeping you from tossing your cookies. Like if you have to, there's a certain, they're finding more and more what causes people to be motion sick. And if they can keep the frames per second above a certain limit, you're less likely to get sick because you don't get that kind of streaking as you're turning your head. Um, PSVR, it just doesn't have the same horsepower because it's a PS4 system, right? It's not quite there. And there are games like they say if Iron Man came out for something with much better controls than the PSVR,
yeah.
the Move controllers they're making do with what they have, but they kind of suck. They're good for some things, like Beat Saber works really well on it, and
Yeah.
but the second you have to turn
Hmm.
your whole body, that camera gets a wee bit confused
So,
sometimes.
what's who makes the headset that's just a headset right now?
Oculus, the Quest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that if the price came down on that and more people knew about it,
yeah,
I think that's kind of what needs to push. Because even with the PSVR, you've still got this big. It's not like a nice little cable. You've got
no,
this like giant three cables binded together, giant heavy cables going. So you're very tethered to where you are.
yeah,
Um, that's the other thing is even like the higher output ones there, you got to set up an area,
yeah,
right? Like, because you got to put the sensors up,
yeah,
and the Quest gets rid of all that, and that's
yeah.
really, but you're also taking a big hit in fidelity, in visual fidelity on that one.
Well, it's funny you should mention that because Facebook just had a big announcement last week, I think it was, that the Quest 2
Mm-hmm.
will be coming out, and it's $299 American, I think.
Mm.
And I think part of the reason of the price drop is now that it's tied with Facebook, you have to sign in with a Facebook account.
Oh.
So who knows what kind of information they're gathering on you for that, I guess. But possibly,
I had heard about that. Like,
yeah.
um,
But it does bring the cost of it down. It's like the TV I just bought. We finally put a 4K TV in the Lego household because my last one exploded. And it's a TCL one. It was the best bang per buck. It was fairly cheap, 300 or so Canadian for a 43 inch. It comes with a Roku. You're like, wow, that's a lot of value for the Roku. Well, because it's got a Roku built in, on your front screen, you have an advertisement
yeah,
every time you turn your TV on.
yeah.
That's why it's cheaper, because advertisers are willing to pay to have an ad show up on your TV.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just happy to see it to save the money for a TV. So,
Yeah. My father-in-law got one of those, and he said the only problem, so he doesn't use any of the Roku stuff,
right.
but he has a cable box hooked up to his TV. So
Yep.
the only problem is every time you turn it on, you gotta use the actual TV remote to get past that stuff, and then before you can just get to his HDMI channel. I don't know. I haven't. This is what I've been told.
Sure, because you just switch the inputs like you would on a regular TV.
Yeah, but he said the Roku box stuff comes up initially. When he turns his TV on, he's got to dismiss it before he can get to his television channel.
Maybe you should just chat with your dad.
Yeah. You want me to, I don't know.
We can talk on. We can talk after that. It's not too bad. It's like changing inputs on a regular TV.
Okay.
It's priced the way it is for a reason, for sure. Though and it's a company most people haven't heard of. But we segued again. Sorry, Steve. we will get back to your question here, I swear.
But yeah, there are some cool things happening with VR. Like, I don't know, did you ever get the YouTube channel and just like look at?
I did. It reminded me a lot of Google Cardboard, if you remember that, where it's like you turn your head and then you throw up 2 seconds later because you turned your head.
Yeah.
But cool. I mean, and they start offering. Yeah.
There's nothing to drive people there yet,
Mm-hmm.
and Half-Life Alyx is a good start.
Yeah.
But there's got to be more like that.
Yeah, Half-Life Alyx drove sales to get the VR headsets into people's houses. Now, what happens after that?
Yeah.
What's the next step? Half-Life 3. E.
There you go.
You can steal that one, Gabe, if you want. That one's free. Gabe's not watching our video. No.
But if he is, you can have that one. Just tell people about us.
Yeah. If you want to do a Left 4 Dead 3, that would be awesome too.
Yeah.
Just if you want to. We want it. Yeah. So thanks, Steve.
Yeah. Hopefully, you know what? We'll if we don't get another $5 contributor, you can give us another question next month. How's that sound?
I think someone else had a.
It was Damon.
Yeah.
Damon comes on and talks all the time.
That's true. Damon, if you want to submit a question.
Asked already. He never got back to me.
Young guys.
Yeah.
There you go.
Too busy Googling their Googles.
Doing the internets.
Interneting.
Get off my lawn. Hey, get off my lawn.
There you go. Oh. So yeah, that was cool. I liked getting a question from a fan. If you got any other questions for us, people, you can email us at makeusgrumpy@gmail.com. Always love to hear from you.
Very smooth.
And that's all I got, Rob. You got anything else?
That's it. Quiet week. Thankfully, we had Steve's question, or the show would have been 20 minutes long. But
Yep.
No, I'm all good here.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then everyone, thank you for watching. If you want to catch more of our stuff, you can check us out at thegrumpyoldgamers.com or come over to Facebook. Well, that's where we have probably the most activity, and pretty much any major social media. We have some sort of account and something happening on it. Not even sure. Just stuff all over the place now.
Yeah, we don't keep track of it.
No. And as I've mentioned a few times, if you want to tell us we're good or we suck or get off the internet.
We don't know how to get it. We barely do. We're not even sure how we got on the internet.
We barely get on here anyways. But you can email us at makeusgrumpy@gmail.com. We'd love to hear anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Great. Yeah. Well done. Well done.
Okay. Well, good night. Have a good week, folks. We'll catch you next week.
Be good. Take care, everyone. See ya. Bye-bye.